Hello, welcome to this channel. My name is Enoch. Today we will continue our series on Python, and we will continue our strategy of learning Python using projects. All right, and today we will be writing a project, a blackjack game program. If you have been to a casino, you will have seen this blackjack game played, or you could have seen it in a movie. This game is played using cards, and let me just explain it. I have a README file here just to explain this game to you. This will also be in my GitHub account, and you can check it out. All right, now the goal of this blackjack game is just to get a value, a hand value. Each card has a value. All right, and we check the total score of each person that is playing the game. So the goal is to get a value that is close or equal to 21, but without going over 21, while also beating the dealers. And the dealer is like the computer that you'll be playing with today. So what are the cards value? We have 2 to 10. 2 to 10 these are face values. When you open the card, you will see either 2 to 10 there. And we also have 3 cards that are J, Q, and K that have 10-point value. J has a 10, represent 10 value, Q represent 10, K to represent 10, and we have an A which represent either 1 value or 11 values. And 11 or 1 is used depending on which one helps your hand. If your score goes above 21, it will change the 11 to 1. It will continue to change it until whichever one help your hand is with the one that will be used between 11 and 1. All right, so the player is played between one or more players, and the dealer, and each player compete only against the dealer. You are not compete against other players. So the dealer in this case is like the computer. So we start a game, and each player will be given 2 cards face up, but the dealer will receive 2 cards, but we only have 1 card face up. The other card will face down so that we cannot see until the dealer is ready to play. That's when the dealer will reveal their card. So now there is a condition called blackjack. Blackjack is a situation where you have a total score of 21, and that would be an ace or plus a 10, or it can be a J or Q or K. Well, if you have this kind of case, then it's called a blackjack. So blackjack, and if you have a blackjack, then you win automatically immediately. It's a win automatically. So anyone who has blackjack, whether it is the dealer or is you that is playing the game, you win immediately. And there are possible moves. The first move is eat. It is a situation where you are trying to pick your card. You are trying to pick more card. So you continue to eat when you are picking more card. And stands for when you want to stop picking card and you want to end your turn. Double down is a situation where you double your belt. You double your belt before you stand. And the split is a situation where you split your card into 2 and you will have to bet more. Surrender is a situation where you forfeit half of your belt and stop playing the round. So we are going to be having a simplified version of this game today, and we are only going to be using the eat and the stand. All right, so when is the dealer's turn to pick a card, then the dealer will reveal their hidden card. The dealer must continue to pick a card until their total score is equal to or greater than 17. All right, then the dealer must stand once they reach 17 or higher. All right, so that's that. And there is something we call bust. Bust is a situation where a player or a dealer has a score that is over 21. Anybody that has a score that is over 21 automatically loses. Okay, and the game will be over. That round will be over. So what are the winning conditions? A player gets 21. That's blackjack. The player wins immediatty. The player gets above 21, then that's called bust, and the player loses automatically. The dealer gets a score that is above 21. The dealer, loses automatically. Both players have the same score. Then is what we call a push. Then the bet will be returned, and the round will be over. When the dealer has blackjack, then the player loses. The dealer wins. When the player has a blackjack, then the dealer loses. So the summary of the game is we deal D2 card out first to both player and the dealer. We check for blackjack. The player chooses to pick more card or to stand down, and the dealer reveal their card if they are when is their turn to play, and they will continue to pick a card if their score is not up to 17. All right, and at the end of the whole thing, then we compare both scores. So I have a website open here that shows the game. So this is my card. This is the dealer's card. So my score is 11. The dealer's score is 5. This one card is not shown to us, and the other card is open for us to see. All right. So in this case, my score is 11. It's far from 21. I will want to pick more card, right? So pick it, then give me 4. Then my score is 15. I still want to pick more card. My score is 20. Now I want to stand. I don't want to pick a card anymore. Then I click stand. You can see the dealer. The dealer is over 23, is over 21. Then I win. So we can go again. And this is an ace. I like this. This is an ace. This will give me 11. All right, 11. 11 plus 9 is 20. All right, but if I hit now, he is going to start reducing it because my score is maybe go above 21. Let me show you. You can see it start reducing it now. He's using 9 plus 8 plus 1. That's 18. So this 11 has changed to 1. You can see that. All right, now I want to stand. I don't want to pick any card anymore. Then I'll pick to stand 15, 17, then I win. All right. So that's just an example of that. Let's leave it like that. Let's go and write our own code for this. So we'll be using 4 functions today. So the first function is to deal out card. Let's write that one. So we import random and we write a function to deal out card. And the purpose of this function is to return a random card, from the deck. Now we are using a simplified version of this game, so we just have just it like this. So this is an ace. This is 2 to 10, and we also have J, Q, and K, right? And we'll return a card. All right. Now, so this is calculate score function. So it's going to return a score. It's going to return 0 to represent blackjack. So if anybody has blackjack, then it will return 0. All right. So we'll look at it. If the sum of cards, we're having a parameter of cards here. So if the sum of cards is equal to 21, that is one of the conditions of blackjack. And if the length of card is 2, that means when we are first dealing out the initial 2 cards, then it will return 0. All right. If this case is not true, then the return will break us out of the function, right? So if this case is not true, then it will check the total score, the total score of the card, and it will check if the total is greater than 21, and if there is an 11 in the card. If there is 11 in the first 2 initial card, then the 11 can either be changed to 1 or 11. All right, depending on whatever helped the hand. So we check the index of where the 11 is, and we change the value of that 11 to 1. So if the total is greater than 21 and there is an 11, we check the index of 11. We then change it to 1 and we calculate the total score for the card, and we return total for this one. So the next function now is the function to compare the score of the card. All right, this function is to compare the score of the card, and we are going to give it 2 parameters, the player score and the dealer score, right? So we are going to compare the user score and the dealer score, and we are going to give the verdict of the game, right? So if the user score is the same thing as the dealer score, then it will return it's a draw. We call it a push. We call it a push, So but if the dealer score is equal to 0, that's blackjack. To return, you lose. The dealer has blackjack. If you have a blackjack which will return 0, then it will return you win. You have blackjack. If the dealer score is greater than 21, then the dealer loses and you win. All right. If your score is greater than 21, then you lose, the dealer wins. If your score is greater than the dealer's score, you can see how we arrange the logic. So now we are now comparing both scores. If your score is greater than the dealer's score, then it will return that you win. That means your score is not greater than or equal to 21. Your score is not greater than or equal to 21. Then we get to this. Your score is greater than or equal to 21. It will have catch it in one of these conditions. All right. So if this condition is false, then it will return you lose. That means your score is lower than the dealer's score, then you lose. All right. Now, so the last function now is to play the game. So let's look at this function. Now, in this function, this function will be used to call the game, right? And I'm saying that is game over equals false, right? I will use this to break out of the while loop, because we will need to continue to pick card at some point, so we will use while loop, right? User underscore card is an empty list. Dealer card will represent that with an empty list, right? Now we need to the first thing is to deal out the initial two cards. So to deal out the initial two cards, I'm just using range of 2. For underscoring range of 2, user's card is append. We are appending 2 cards to the user. We're also appending 2 cards to the dealer. All right, now we compute the initial score. We use the calculate score function to get the user's score and the dealer's score. Right now, if any of the player or the dealer has blackjack, then the player and the dealer will have to reveal their both cards. When there is a blackjack, when the dealer has a blackjack, then the dealer has to reveal his or her card. All right, so if user score is equal to 0, that's a blackjack. Or if dealer score is equal to 0, that's a blackjack. Then we'll print user's card. We'll print the user's card. We'll print the dealer's card. Then we'll print the user's score, and we'll also print the dealer's score, right? So, and we return nothing. In this case, we return nothing. In this case, it's a blackjack. The game is over, right? So it will break us out of the function, right? And so if this is not true, if this is false, then it will be the turn for the player to pick card, right? The player will have to pick card. So we are using why not is game over. This is game over. We define it to be false, right? We define it to be false. Above is false. So when we are using why not is game over, this condition will be true, because it will change the false to true. This condition will be true. Then we calculate the user score, we calculate the dealer score, and we show both the user's card, the player's card will show both a card and the score, but we will only show one of the dealer's card. That's why I'm only choosing the first card here. One of the dealer's card is what we will reveal. All right. So we will go ahead and see if the user score is greater than 21, then is game over. Game over is true. Then we break out of the instance. All right, we break out of that while loop, and is game over. We also, not allow the while loop to run again, because the condition will turn false now. All right, so then we'll ask the player if they want to pick a card. If they want to pick a card, then if it is a yes, then we will give them a card. If they don't want to pick a card, then we will have to break out of the while loop. Then his game over will be equal to true, right? Then it will be the turn for the dealer to pick a card. All right. So the dealer will first calculate the dealer's score. If the dealer does not have a blackjack, then we'll check if the dealer's score is less than 17. Then I will give the dealer a card. Then we'll calculate the dealer's score again. So we'll continue to give the dealer a card and calculate the dealer's score until the dealer's score is greater than or equal to 17. Right? So once we break out of this while loop, then it will be time to check our final score. Both players and the dealer have had their chances, right? So we'll check the user score. We'll calculate the user score final hand. So the player's score will give the player's card, Then we'll give the player score. Their score is the user score if it's not a blackjack. If the user is not a blackjack, if it's a blackjack, then we'll print a blackjack, and we show the dealer's card, all the dealer's card, then we print the dealer's score if the dealer is not a blackjack. If it's a blackjack, then we print it's a blackjack. We compare the score and we give the verdict. All right, so that's that, and we'll call the function to play the game. All right, so that's that. Let's now see our code if that works as expected. All right, now let's play our game. Let's run our code. So let's play our game. So this is the user's card. This is the player's score. The player's card, the player's score. One of the dealer's card is 2. Do I want to pick a card? I have a 13, a total of 13. Yes, I want to pick a card. So I'll give yes. Now it has given me another 3. All right, so my score is now a total of 16. Dealer's card, of course, is not dealer's card, so it will not show the second dealer's card. Do I still want to pick a card? Yes, I want to still pick a card. Yeah. So now it has given me a 6. 6 plus 16 is 22. All right, now the dealer's card was 2, but now the dealer's card has not been able to reveal their card, and they are picking a card. So we have 3, 10, 3, 6, so they have 22. So my own card is 22 and the dealer's card is 19. So the dealer wins, I lose. All right. If you play it again, the player's card is 7 and 10 is a 17. The dealer's card is 11 and 10. This is a blackjack. This is beautiful. I like this. So because it's a blackjack, then it's game over. The dealer wins automatically. All right. The dealer's score is a blackjack, so the dealer wins automatically, right? So I like this. So it's a blackjack. The dealer has a blackjack. I lose, right? So let's play it again. I have 4. The dealer has an 11. All right. Do I want to pick yes? I want to pick. Then now I have 14. The dealer still has 11. I want to pick yes. Then I have a 20. The dealer has 11. Do I want to pick more card? No, I don't want to pick more card. Then now I have 20. The dealer has 18. Then I win. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. This code will be in my GitHub account if you want to see it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.